welcome to the Scratticus Academy. It's Wednesday, so we are back on Eden Day. A few things before we start. Please check out all the links that are coming up in chat right now. A special thanks to our wonderful sponsors in the form of Bird in the Storm. You can see all their links there. And also Mage Hand Press. We run a campaign on Thursdays using their materials, so please go and check that out. Please also stick around because we have a big announcement at the end of the stream, which we're really hyped about and would love to share with you. So please stick around and find out what that is. Other than that, we're going to hop around and we are going to say hi. So let's start with the lovely Hans. As always, we start with Hans.
I appreciate you calling me lovely. Thank you. That doesn't make up for last week. Chat, if you are with me, we are all jumping in this hole. We are going to save Soren. No matter how many bodies it takes, we are all just going to keep throwing ourselves into that pit until Soren is safe. I'm going first. You guys can all follow on your turns.
Gradual pile up. One of you will slowly be able to step down. Yes.
Exactly. And I'm playing Artie Chen. Artie is going in the pit. That's all I've got to announce.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. And then we're going to hop down to the lovely Zelda. Hello.
Hi, I'm Zelda. I'll be playing Vestal, and this is the third week in a row I'm wearing a hat. Please don't drag me. I hate my hair.
It's a fabulous hat, Zelda. I don't know what you're worried about.
Thank you.
Zelda, I wear 2 shirts on this stream ever.
Oh my god, that's true.
I didn't really want to point it out, but if you're going to make fun of the hat thing, I mean, 2 shirts.
Hopefully next week it will be no hat, getting a haircut. It's happening. I'd explain it all, but it's a long story. So, yeah, I play.
I'll just wear the other shirt. It'll be good.
She's a witch, and she just pulled Dot out of a crevasse, and hopefully can jump back in to save someone else. Probably not, but we'll try.
Perfect. Thank you. And then we're going to hop over to the very lovely Heavenly. Hello.
Hi, it's me, Heavenly. I play Coil on the show. I was out last week, so thanks y'all for doing crazy shit while I was gone. That's just how it works, I guess. That's what we always do when one of us is gone. We just do buck wild stuff. And yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I don't know what else to say. Oh, I was going to talk about my shirt. Can I do that now?
Yes, you can talk about your shirt
People are probably like, hey, Heavenly, what shirt are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing this shirt. Hold on. It says, being kind is a free action. And people are like, Heavenly, where did you get that shirt? Well, that's such a good question. I got it from Teespring. Can we put that link in the chat?
Yeah, drop that link in the chat. That's okay.
Drop that link in the chat. I'll do it. Hold on. I should have had it ready. I don't have it ready. You're probably thinking, Heavenly, where did you get that shirt? Well, hold on. Let me link it in the chat, and then it'll make sense when I say it. Boom. Linked in the chat. What up? Get it there. All proceeds from the purchase of this shirt will go to the Trevor Project. And if you don't know about the Trevor Project, definitely look it up. But the long short of it is that it's a great foundation that helps LGBTQ youth. It's hotlines and community centers, I believe. And so all of the proceeds are going to go to that. The original goal was $100, but they've already reached that. So they decided to up it to $500. We're 2 shirts away from $500. So 2 people buy shirts right now and we'll meet our goal. And then we're going to raise it again. But you know what? Let's meet that 500 goal before we worry about that.
Yes, definitely go and check out that link in the chat. Yes, that makes sense. Now we're going to hop over to the lovely Bree. Hey, Bree.
Hey, it's NPC Bree, and I'm wearing a $2 shirt from the Dollar General's clearance section, so ignore my ugly shirt. Buy Heavenly's shirt. Do it. I'm playing Dot, who fell into a crevice, who needed to get saved from said crevice. She does the healing good stuffs sometimes. My brain's a little scrambled, though, so I'm going to stop talking for now.
Okay, and last but certainly not least, the lovely Renee.
Hi, Renee, and I'm jumping in the pit.
Everyone is jumping in the pit, apparently.
Hi, So several things. I have cake because it's Eden night and because I'm celebrating the big announcement that we haven't announced yet but will by the end of this game. So stick around. I can't wait and look forward to sharing that with y'all. And also I look forward to jumping into a pit because JD's best friend and motorbike Soren is in peril.
And it's all Dot's fault. She came to save me.
No, I don't think it is. I think there are greater powers.
Alice's fault.
I was gonna say it's my fault. Come on, let's be real.
It's the GM's fault. And we're gonna
It's
see
the
what
dice's
happens.
fault. It's the dice's fault. I rolled a dice.
Hashtag blame the pit from
Yeah.
Hans in chat. That's perfect.
So, last week, I'm not sure you would have guessed it, but there was a pit, basically. People fell down it, people climbed out of it, and then Soren fell into it and disappeared. But before all of this, we came out of the Screen Children's Center where Dot was sort of recovering from literally travel sickness, but time
travel.
time travel sickness, and trying to explain a lot of the things that were going on. Artie and Soren went to get noodles, and as they were there was an earthquake, and buildings started to collapse and fall as much as they did around everyone who stayed at the clinic. At this point, Soren giving that one boost to get help Vestal to get Dot out of this sort of crevasse. Soren fell, and off at the side, Coil's screen was just flashing that date, those numbers. And that's where we'll pick back up, and you can feel the ground still trembling, those tremors still going. They sort of seem to be subsiding and slowing down a bit, but you can see the cracks running up the walls of this clinic. And Coil, you suddenly come round, almost like you blink, and as you come round, you see the walls around you shaking, the chaos around you as JD, Vestal, and Dot, and Artie are probably panicking around you, as you can see a huge hole in the floor, and you can see all of the bits of the building shaking and dust dropping from the ceiling.
Did I witness Soren fall into the pit?
Nope, you were
Okay.
out of it fully.
So I'm out of it, and I come to, and I only see my human friends.
You only see your human friends.
And JD is screaming.
Okay. Is everyone screaming or just JD?
Just JD?
Yeah, what is everyone doing?
I need to know how many people are
That's
screaming.
ridiculous.
I
Question.
have my metal hand dug into a wall and just screaming at the pit in the ground.
Okay.
As I am not an expert in Cypher system, is there a way that I can spend points out of a pool if I have none and somehow do it some other way?
What do you mean? Sorry.
I have no 4 points. Oh, I have 4 points. I have 4 points in my intellect pool. Okay. Can I see?
Spend from your pool? Yes.
Can I see Soren?
You.
Or are they out of sight by this point?
They are fully out of sight. If you look down this crevasse, the ground is still shaking, but it's nowhere near as much anymore. And you see what looks like the cement sort of rock halfway down. And then before it plunges into darkness, you see those metal sides again, very much like on the ship of Eden when it first went down.
I'm wondering, man, I can't see Soren. I'm just gonna look at JD and then nod and then jump in. I'm going after Soren.
Ah!
You're gonna straight out jump.
I'm diving. I'm
Well,
diving.
ah! That was a great sound, Renee.
You jump straight into this pit, and that's exactly what the rest of you see as Vestal disappears into this darkness. How are you all reacting?
Okay, so I've come to JD is screaming and Vestal just drops into a pit.
Vestal full-blown, like, I don't
Okay.
know, swan dives in there sort of thing.
I didn't see this coming at all, actually, though.
It appears that I was malfunctioning for a while. Will someone please explain to me what is happening? Vestal, Vestal has jumped into the pit.
And the rest of you look at Coil, and that number is no longer flashing on their screen.
Into the pit we go! Dot jumps in after her. Dot's pretty nimble. She could grab something. As long as she doesn't get knocked when she's not prepared.
So hang on, does Dot run and jump into this crevasse as well? Okay.
Yeah, I do.
That one I did see coming.
JD and Artie, you're in this room with Coil as Vestal and Dot have seemingly just been pulled out of this pit before throwing themselves back in it.
We're gonna be able to carry us once we get her in bike form. It'll be fine.
So now Vestal and Dot are in the pit.
Yes.
You just saw Dot run and jump after Vestal.
Are we being asked what we're doing? Because I'm a bit worried.
What are you doing? And how are you reacting to this that's suddenly happening around you?
Huh?
Coil's, my face kind of like is like white noise, like I'm confused and thinking, and then I'll look at Artie and I'll look at JD and I'll say, JD, please stop screaming. I will go get them, and I'll jump into the pit.
Oh no! JD jumps into the freaking pit!
Oh no!
Artie, you are alone.
I'm just being polite. This whole time, the only thing I'm doing is looking around to see what is here on the surface, and then I'm jumping in the pit.
I just didn't. The fact that Artie and JD are the last two people to drop into the pit, I think is kind of surprising, actually. But
We're not action heroes, that's the problem. But I am trying to find out if there's anything like a rope or anything that can be made into a rope, like a cable, a chain, etc., before I jump in that pit.
You do see a cable running along the wall, like quite a long cable, which you see when it looks like they've gutted this place. There's that, but that's literally it, apart from the rubble. And I'm putting it down to Artie and JD being in shock that they just stood there and everyone else jumped in.
Yeah, grabbing the cable and jumping in the pit.
I really should have said that I was going to try and bring them back up.
Yeah, so
When you just like blind leap.
everyone's like, well, if Vestal did it, then surely it'll be fine. And Vestal, as you jump down into this sort of crevasse, you fall away and you feel that crash as you hit part of a sloping metal surface, and it is slippery, it is pure metal. As you start sliding all the way down this chute effectively, are you doing anything to counter it, or?
Wondering, I can cast Resonance Field, which usually works on incoming attacks, but I wonder if I can use it to, like, I don't know, maybe like harden. That's what it does. You can say no to that roll, but
Describe how you would use it, and then.
I
So
want to
how
create
would you-
almost like a barrier between myself and the slope beneath me, just to like not get road rash and awfully hurt on my way down, kind of. kind of like a sled.
This
But
won't
back-
slow you down in any way,
Oh,
but if
no.
you want to use it like a sled, I will allow that, but it will not slow you down in any way whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm going to use that, and there'll be like a faint light source coming from underneath me where any of my body parts are touching the slope, and it will keep me about an inch above the ground itself, or the slope.
Okay, so you don't feel like that crash anymore as you sort of hit your back against the metal. It sort of scoops and slides you up, and you whiz down the chute much, much faster. Dot, you jumped in blindly after Vestal. You're experiencing something very, very similar, and this hurts as you hit this metal and the chute whizzes you down, and you feel you're going very, very fast, and this is a long way. Would you like to do anything?
So the metal, is there any like ridges in the metal? Does it feel, or is it just very smooth?
It's very smooth, but you do have like there's ridges where things are attached, so very small ridges, but they are there.
Okay.
Also, thank you, Mike, for 6 points to Vestal.
Oh, is that new, or is that the one that Scrap put in the chat?
I believe that's new.
Hey, Vestal, ready?
So
I am-
Dot,
I'm ready again. Oh, it's the one he put in chat. Okay.
I guess on the way down, Dot's just gonna be like, Vestal! Can Vestal hear me?
Vestal, you can hear Dot screaming above you and probably traveling faster than you, as you have this sort of rigid, almost like shield stopping you, and you can hear her coming at a very fast pace behind you.
I am gonna try and get close and see if I can grab onto a hand or whatever I can grab onto.
Okay, can you make me a speed check, please?
I can. I may be using my 50-50 for this.
You're
Oh
gonna be-
no.
I do have an edge.
Okay, so you see Dot come herring around this, and Dot, you feel as you sort of hit one of the walls on the side and crash into the side, and Vestal, you can reach out as Dot is almost about to go just slightly under you, and you can grab Dot.
I am going to grab her and try and put her on my feet in a way that she's also not falling down the slope. Is that too much to ask?
Okay, roll a might check for me then, please, to hold
Oh,
us.
God.
Still moving at the same time. You're both moving.
Just hold me closely.
Yeah, you, in that moment as you whiz past, well, describe it for me, because you're putting her effectively on your lap.
Right on there. Hold me. Hold me, Mom.
I'm gonna grab her and basically pull her in and wrap arms just like around, just because as well as that roll is, Vessel is not the most strong nor the most graceful, and just kind of like pulls her so that she's not touching the surface and is on my feet.
Yeah, you're effectively on Vestal's legs as she holds on to you, almost like in a bobsled type formation, as you're no longer touching any of the walls around you. You keep moving, but you have slowed down. And Coil, I believe you jumped in next. And this is something very similar that's happening to you, and you clank around this tunnel around this as you sort of hit all the metal on the way down.
Does it hurt?
It probably won't hurt you. Register probably not the best thing for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be all scuffed up. I'm gonna need a buffing after this. I will. Okay, this is what I want to do. So I'm going down on my butt.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try and move around, so I'm going down on my stomach like a penguin. And I'm going to put my arms up behind me, and I'm going to try and go really fast.
You're going to go really fast. Okay. Use a speed check just to maneuver yourself
I'm
around
so fast.
quickly.
I'm so fast. I'm so fast!
Oh my god, these rolls!
Wow.
Yeah, whilst you're sort of like sat upright, you manage to tuck your knees in, sort of spin yourself round, and using the momentum, you lie out, head down, looking up with your arms sort of to your side, pointed back, creating a very streamlined coil. JD, you can hear Vestal shouting for Dot somewhere, but very far below you, and you saw Coil disappear at a very great speed in the same direction you're heading, and you're sort of being thrown in this sort of tube, as it were, this very square sort of tunneling.
I look up to see if Artie's there, because just checking.
Artie, where are you at this point?
I'm holding this cable that I've yanked off the building, and I'm like pulling it in the direction of the pit, and I'm jumping into the pit.
Yeah. You see Artie just above you has this sort of cable wrapped around his arm and has just jumped after you.
Okay, and I'm bouncing around. How does the metal feel malleable at all, or is it just like pretty darn solid?
No, this is pretty solid. It's got that, you know, like when metal pops in and out sort of thing, almost like an air duct type feel with it, but it is solid metal.
Okay, so as I'm kind of bouncing down, I'm trying to like use my arm to be like a shield against my body when I hit against it, and I'm bracing myself, because if there is a moment where I could grab in, I will, but it doesn't feel like that's an opportunity right now, so I've just got to ride this through.
Okay, so are you trying to grab onto a side, or like...
If it feels like there's a space to grab, yes.
Okay, roll me a might check, please.
I don't know why I do this. Because I got a cool arm and I used it a lot, even though I'm not super strong. Okay.
Yeah, on this, you miss a couple of times and scrabble a little bit, but there's just with those sort of metal, almost like fingers you have, they sort of clamp and hold you in this tunnel. And you see Artie hurtling down after you.
Ah!
But he does have a cable. Artie, what are you doing? As you see JD sort of come to us, you can hear the screech of metal on metal as she finally stops in this tunnel.
That's all I'm doing. I am just plummeting downwards, not yelling, just holding this cable and falling and hopefully landing on something that's not going to hurt.
Okay, you keep on going. Can you make a might roll, please, to hold on to this cable?
Let me find out if I can. Yes.
Yeah, you can hold on to this cable. You keep going down. In fact, you go past JD. JD, you look down at Artie, literally whizzes past you, holding on to this very convenient cable as he whizzes down.
How wide is the tunnel?
This is about sort of arm's width wide.
Okay.
And Coil, I need you to make a speed check, please. You're going real fast and you're approaching the others.
Oh, I'm going so fast, and I don't aim to stop. I'm going so
Oh my god. Okay.
I was built for running.
Vestal and Dot. This shield sort of almost balances you out, and you start to slow down. And you can see this, what looks like where something has burst through metal and just fallen onto a drop. and the shield sort of catching the edges, you slowly begin to slow down.
Are you okay? I really didn't expect anyone to jump in after me. That was not my intent.
The thing is, Vestal, when you silently jump into a hole, we do feel obligated to make sure you don't die in said hole. That's kind of how friends work. Like, Soren will probably survive a fall. Vestal, we're both squishy and soft.
I mean, we turned out all right, didn't we?
Yes.
We're here,
Yes.
alive, unhurt.
There is a huge
As a team.
drop, like a hole in this metal ahead of you.
I mean, I'm good at falling. It's kind of one of my... I'll just roll.
At this point, Coil, on that nat 20, you come racing around this corner, and Vestal and Dot, you have that split second to look as you see this like torpedo-like shape that is Coil come crashing towards you. And I'm afraid because of the roll, you're both going to lose 1 HP effectively from your pools. And as Coil crashes and collides with both of you, sending all 3 of you through this hole and falling into the darkness. Would you like to say anything on the way down?
Roll, just roll, just roll. Roll into the fall, roll into the fall, roll into the fall. And she keeps saying it over and over again.
I'm so glad that I was able to find the both of you. I'm sure I'll be able to figure something out. And I want to try and grab both of them.
Okay, roll me 2 speed checks, please. What first one to catch Vestal, other one to catch Dot. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's okay. Dot'll make it.
You grab both. You grab Vestal very quickly and very tightly. Dot is sort of flailing, so you're trying to reach out and grab her, and you grab her at the last sort of second. Not in this tighter grip as Vestal, but you do manage to grab Dot.
Excellent. Now we all die together.
I double down on the weird death hug, the falling death hug.
Yeah. Artie, you've just passed JD at high speed, and you've been going quite quickly, and you have that split second as you see this sort of mass of Dot and Coil and Vestal disappear over this. It's not really an edge, it's like a gap in the metal where you see jagged metal as something has burst through it, and you see them just sort of disappear over the edge.
So do I see Soren?
You don't see Soren.
Okay. I guess, is there any way that I'm not pointed at them, right? I'm just falling downwards.
Yeah, you're falling. It's almost like at an angle now, and you can see where it's leveled out, where it looks like you can see some ridges in the side of the metal, where you can guess Vestal and Dot probably were scraping down the side and managed to. You're not sure if they came to a stop or not, but you do have that split second to see Coil go crashing into both of them and sending all 3 of them over this edge.
Okay, so edges and ramps make me feel like I'm stopping soon here, and I need to figure out how to stop. So I guess I'm going to try to stop in the direction they all disappeared.
Okay, can you roll me a might? Well, how are you doing it? Would you be... How would you do it? Would you put like your feet either side to try and stop yourself, or is there another way you would do it?
Well, I'm holding this cable still. So I think I'm going to try to swing myself up against the wall and just plant my feet on the wall.
Okay, roll me a speed check, please.
Let us see how that goes. Okay, that's not great. I was gifted several rerolls by chat. I am going to use them to not die. So here is number 1.
Yep. Yeah.
That's much.
You swing out and you manage to affect. There's like that clang as you hit the metal, and you feel it vibrate as you hit it a couple of times. But you manage to cling onto this cord, this wire, and steady yourself. And JD, you hear a slight yell in the distance, sort of disappear. What would you like to do as you hang here?
I am going to use a 50-50 die.
Okay. 1 is a GM intrusion, 2 is
Yes.
a nat 20.
Yep. Okay. Hey!
What would you like to do?
So I'm going to jump out, grab onto the cable with my metal arm, and then just like wrap my arm around it and slide down after Artie.
Yeah, you can hear that sort of the whipping of the cable as it sort of, you know, you can't feel any of this. It's all fine, but you can see it start to just not smoke, but you can see that friction starting to burn as you slide really fast down this cable as you start closing the space between you and Artie. And Artie, if you look up, you can see JD.
I would
down.
say that it makes my arm very hot, but most of my body is protected from the friction, which is super nice. Thank you.
And if you wish, you can stop above Artie with that nat 20.
Yeah, I'd rather. Yeah. I will stop before barreling into Artie.
Yeah, I'm gonna like put my hands out and see if I can just like help her stabilize so she can come down.
You can. And you two are both hanging there effectively.
Okay, is there an edge?
There's not necessarily an edge, but you can see where this sort of slopes down. There's a tiny bit of flat and a hole at the end.
We should try to just like drop down, right?
That's my plan.
Okay, I think I need to go first because... Yep, okay, I'm gonna let go and drop down in that direction.
Yeah, you can both drop down. You're holding onto the
Yeah.
wire securely.
Okay.
Let's go.
You can see... Are you looking through the hole, or are you looking in the other direction? The other
Can I look in
direction.
all the directions? I just want to look all around.
Yeah, you're effectively in this tunnel. You do have to crouch down. One way, it looks like more tunnel goes off to the left. Again, it feels very much like an air duct. And the other side, you can see where this metal is just split and folded either side. And as you look down, Dot, Coil, and Vestal, you hit water. You plunge into this water, and it just... You've never really experienced this sensation before as you crash into this liquid that is freezing cold. Freezing cold liquid.
Can I swim?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Do people? Like,
I don't
even
know that I
learn
can
to
swim.
I feel like Dot can swim. I feel like she's like but not like a great swimmer, but like a New York rat swimmer. Like, how the fuck has this not died yet? Why is it still swimming?
Would you like... Okay, how about roll for swim then? You can roll speed or might. I don't mind which.
I'm fast.
It's like chitty chitty bang bang, I swear, Coil is.
Ooh. Ooh. All right, Vestal, it's all on you. You gotta swim really well.
At least I have really high endurance though, so I can at least hold my breath for a long time.
I'm gonna use a 50-50 die.
Oh, okay.
Wait. Can I give Zelda one of my rerolls? I got 3 rerolls today.
Yeah,
and
you
I
can-
did 4
I
life-saving
have a
things.
reroll as well, so I'll reroll that.
GM intrusion, drown.
Oh my god.
Coil, you struggle for a bit as you don't know what this material effectively is, and you feel your feet very slowly drift. You feel the doof as you hit the bottom, and using your legs you manage to spring back up and shoot up out of this water. And Vestal, describe for me how you suddenly become an amazing swimmer.
I have no idea. I'm gonna grab how am I gonna do this? Can I actually cast something while I am doing this?
Yeah, just name it because you got the nat 20.
Okay. I'm just gonna use Resonance Field again because it allows me to emit color from or light basically from my body. So I'm going to do that, and it lasts for a minute. Doesn't really need a roll, but I'm going to use it to be able to see, and I'm going to try and grab Dot on the way up.
Yeah, Coil, as you leave this water, this water beneath you just bursts into light, lots and lots of different colored lights. And Vestal, you see Dot struggling to swim.
All that fabric, I knew it would get me in the end. It's those boots.
I'm going to grab her, and I'm gonna toss anything heavy off my body as I'm trying to go up. So that means the probably waterlogged handgun hidden in my whatever clothing that I have, and any heavy clothing as well, and try and propel myself towards the surface.
Okay, you can do that.
Just spitting bubbles at Dot.
Dot, you hear that sort of that underwater sort of yell and bubbles erupting around you as you're almost blinded by this light that erupts from Vestal.
I don't know what to do here. It's bright, and I can hold my breath. I just don't want to drown. I'll reach over towards her.
And you can both make contact, and Vestal, you can pull Dot up with you as you sort of burst through the surface of water.
For someone who almost just drowned, that looks at you extremely calm because you've saved my life quite a few times today. I think I might owe you, like, dinner or something.
I will take dinner if we get out of here. And I'm gonna look around and just... Where are we? This is all man-made. This is all man.
How, if I smell the water, what does the water smell like?
It smells of chlorine.
Probably like a water purification? Maybe, Eden sewers?
You look around in this room and it's all metal. And with this light, you can look down, and in this pool are blue tiles.
Is there an end to the water? Like, is there
This is like
a ledge?
This is a pool. You see a ladder at the side. Coil, you basically landed in a gymnastics landing with that roll, so you're probably stood on the side right now, just...
I'll swim over to the ladder and climb out, and then turn back around and extend my hand so I can help pull them out.
Will Vestal not take that hand?
Yes, big, strong, powerful metal hands and a heartbeat. Please, I do not want to be wet and drowning.
And you are cold. Sorry, Vestal, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'll grab Dot with one hand and grab Coil with the other and make it easier for Melissa.
Yeah. and this water is cold, and the whole room is cold. And JD and Artie, as you're looking over, there was this blinding light that erupted, and now you can see just this, like a swimming pool, like this pool in this huge room, metal sides, and just a very odd place.
Does it look like a swimming?
It does look like a swimming pool. It's very much like the layout of Eden where you've been before.
Is it like that water tank that I almost drowned in before?
No, it's not that.
Okay.
All right,
Well, then in
save
that
my
case,
life.
nothing to go.
I mean, that could have fed it.
You think Soren ended up down there?
I don't know. Hey, have you guys seen Soren?
Oh, can we hear them?
You'll be able to hear them from up above.
Oh.
In fact, it's quite an echo. But this light is fading in the pool, so you can't actually see all around the room.
Hello, Artie. No, we do not see Soren down here, but there is water.
I don't know if Soren can swim. I can't swim.
But
If
Soren
you
is-
cannot swim, I do not advise that you come down here.
I'm good where I'm at, except my bike is not here or there. Where is she?
Whoever's... Sorry, go on.
Oh, could Soren use her, I don't know, whatever propels her to get out of the water? Is she waterproof?
I tried asking that before we all decided to play in the rain, but no one gave me a clear answer on that one.
I will attempt to swim to the bottom of the pool to look for Soren. I don't need to breathe, so maybe it'll work out okay.
Okay.
You can-
Okay, I brought a cable down out there. If you guys can climb out and go that way, we can get out.
The cable's the whole length of the chute that we just went down?
It is. This was it's been ripping out of the walls
Oh.
up in the clinic. You don't know how much further it will go, though. And if you're swimming to the bottom of the pool, you can skim down at the bottom and your foot knocks something, or something rather knocks your foot. As
I touch it with my foot.
it hits you.
Ah! Can I see? Does my face plate illuminate anything?
It illuminates just enough, like one of those diver's masks, and you can look down and you see this Wizmo trying to march past you over towards the scepter very slowly with this water resistance as he just sort of smacks on you with this spanner.
A what? He's a what?
Is it
RT?
I'll try and pick RT up, and then like I don't want to go all the way back up to the surface. How deep is the pool?
It's not really deep. It's not like you can't stand up and have your head above water, but it's not really, really deep.
Okay. I'm gonna take RT and I'm gonna kind of like throw him. Just like try and push him up. And then I'm gonna I wanna explore the entire bottom.
Okay. The rest of you see this light in the pool as this Wizmo shoots up out of the water before landing back in it again. Sort of drifting, floating, in sort of starfish formation on the top.
Is that RT? JD's like at the very edge looking over, but not going down.
I think so. That's a good sign, right? That means Soren's probably okay.
Yeah, I mean, RT was with Soren, so... RT, where's Soren?
And you just see him sort of like backstroking towards like the what they call the ladder, and he's sort of trying to pop his way out. He's very, very waterlogged. As he walks, you see these just like sloshes of water as the wheels churn underneath him. And
This robot child.
And he makes his way over to Dot and Vestal. And as he does, this tiny little torch, is barely even a torch, it's not even worth it, it's just this tiny beam of light sort of pops up just underneath where his neck and chest would be, and it points in a certain direction, and you can see like a trail of water, almost footsteps. And Coil, there is nothing else at the bottom of this pool.
Okay. I'll push up with my legs and try and like swim up.
Okay, is there a way to get down without getting in the water?
If you climb down.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do then.
The pool.
I'm gonna try climbing down and see if I can get to the edge instead of in the water.
Okay, can you make me a might check, please?
I can. Why did I X out of my character sheet?
You start to climb, but you slip. And you start to fall.
Yep.
Is she close enough to get an assist from somebody who's still up on the ledge?
Yeah, she is close enough. Actually, a slip as she first goes.
Do I have to roll something?
Yeah, roll me either a speed or a might, depending on how you want to do this. Whether it's a quick catch or just a solid grip.
Let's say speed. Speed sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to grab JD, and JD, are you grabbing like a hand or an item of clothing, or what are you grabbing?
I think, unfortunately for me, I grabbed her robot arm. So I'm probably a little squished.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
yeah.
JD?
Heavy.
You're okay, right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I am less okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, you can just let go, though.
Yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna try and like let go of Artie and stabilize myself.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stabilize yourself as Artie has grabbed you. Could you make another might roll, please?
I can make another might roll.
Or a speed check, depending on how you're getting down now. Whichever you...
Like parkour the rest of the way down?
I mean, if you want.
Yeah.
Describe how you climb down here now.
It's less like climbing and more like skid hopping off of little ledges where I can find them. So like sliding with my metal arm against the wall and then bouncing off of my like the balls of my feet whenever I find a surface to kind of like get further down.
Yeah.
But my metal arm is probably very beat up because it has been going through a lot today.
You can land next to the pool, effectively just in front of it. The others are the other side of it, but you can land there. What about Artie?
I'm kind of afraid that if I get down, then nobody will be able to get up. So I'm kind of like sitting here on the edge. Like, what is the drop here? How many meters are we talking about?
It's not about, it's about 30 meters or so.
Oh, okay, just about 30 meters. That's quite a significant drop. So it doesn't matter if I'm up here or not. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Now I'm just going to continue being real life freaked out, and I'm going to shout down, okay, can anybody look on their comms and see if they can see Soren's signal? Like JD, because Coil broke mine last time.
Yeah. JD's already looking at her her watch to see if anything pings.
You see everyone around you sort of, apart from Artie's ping, and you also get the register for Soren further down. Well, it seems to be in the direction where you can't quite see it because it's very dark, but you sense there's something that way.
Okay, JD starts walking.
Do you relay this to Artie?
No. No. I just start walking while, like, looking at my wrist and looking forward.
You can see this though, Artie. She starts to walk.
Context clues.
I need one more convenient cable. All I need is one more cable for that other 30 meters.
This does drop a little bit down, so you would be able to maybe go down at least 10 meters, maybe 12.
That's still a large number of feet.
Yeah.
So. Also, I'm not worried about landing in the water because I think Artie can swim just fine. We've already proven that at some point. So now I've just got to, like, get everybody else out.
Just throw a rope down. Come on. Pull us up.
Hey, Alice, where's my other cable? Do I have another cable here on the ledge here?
Another convenient cable.
I didn't remember my adventurer's kit with my 50 feet of rope that Bree's implying I have.
Not quite.
You always have it, Artie.
I don't think I even have that in D&D, so okay.
I'm sure, Artie, that we'll be able to get out just fine. If this is a pool, there must be a building. We can just take the stairs.
The last time I ended up in a pool, it was in the basement of a disco, and we were being chased by a serial killer, and it was a trap. So I'm just going to do my best, and I'm going to jump down, and I hope I don't hit anybody. I'm going to jump for the water.
I think as you say that, I'm kind of for the first time putting together that the serial killer and the people, the guy that you all have talked about and that you told me about is the person that I allegedly let go and essentially unleashed into the world. So as you say that, my face kind of like gets really scrunchy and like blacks out for a little bit, and then it comes back, but I don't say anything.
And Artie, you can jump. And you can make this pool. You can make it, you're not aiming for the wall or anything like that.
Nope,
And
just straight down in the water.
Yeah, you crash into this water and you've swum before, so you can swim right to the edge. And as I said, it is very cold water. This is not heated in any way.
Okay. And that's it right now. I'm just in the water. There's no follow-up to that. Okay, this was a good usual Artie plan. Okay. Okay, so Vestal, do we have any idea how to get out of here?
I mean, are we boxed in if I look around, or is it just like darkness around us and we don't know if we're just
This is a big room. JD has just started walking in a direction which is fairly dark, but it's that sort of dark where you can just about make out features, and it looks like there's a corridor.
Does she have the RD torch with her? RT?
You have RT, isn't with JD. RT was stood by Dot Vestal and Coil.
Well, we could try and climb back up, but that was a long fall, and I really don't like the idea of climbing all the way back up to the clinic. Or we go the way that JD is going. It looks like she's found some kind of, I don't know, trail. She's looking for something.
I guess you can find answers anywhere. Might as well. Maybe we can find the underneath of something important. Who knows? Who knows?
Also, really quick, can I just say that I'm really happy you are all alive? That was a long fall.
Yeah, I still don't know where Soren is. So
Maybe Soren got out. I mean, sky bike.
It's possible. JD,
Yeah?
did you find something?
Oh, I'm just following the footsteps in the ping.
Wait, there's footsteps?
Yeah, RT showed them.
I think we should follow JD.
And RT, why did we make this decision? RT starts sort of marching with his very little legs, which seem to have come out, and he's retracted the wheel as this water pours out of him as he starts marching with this tiny little torch that isn't really a torch. It's this tiny beam where you can see JD just ahead, and this what looks like corridor opens up to you all, and on either side seem to be lots of doorways, all open, and they look like changing rooms. There's lockers, there's towels, and things like that.
Did we fall into a fucking swimming pool?
There are lockers?
There are lockers.
I want to open one.
Yeah, they are not locked. They all seem to be open.
Is there one that is locked?
Not really. They all seem to be just to store stuff in. I know you want to punch. You can punch through one if you want.
Well, it's not.
It doesn't have to be locked. But in these lockers, you see blue jumpsuits with that same logo on again, the NASA, NASA.
What does everyone's clothes look like? They're wet. I'm going to gather enough jumpsuits for everyone.
Not towels, jumpsuits.
I don't know what a towel is, Dot. But I do know what clothes are. I'm gonna gather some jumpsuits, and then I'm gonna walk up first to whoever's closest to me and say, "You have become wet. Your body temperature is falling. In order to maintain your state of health, you should change."
I'm gonna say it's Dot, so Dot can just look at you. And at these blue jumpsuits, and then back at you. I have never worn any other color but black, Coil. I think a bright blue NASA jumpsuit might be a little obvious.
Obvious in what way?
Have you ever seen a human walking around with a NASA pajama set?
I have seen very few humans walking around. I do know that I have never seen a wet human walking around.
Can I hear them? Am I there?
You're literally footsteps ahead of them. You're not miles ahead.
Wait, NAS NASA? And that
I'll hold the jumpsuit up so she can see.
because we were with Lucy White long enough for her to call it NASA several times.
Dot refuses. She thinks that's up. It's like the GIF and GIF thing. She's like, no, it's NASA. We're not playing this game. Those are letters, not words. It's all capital.
But it does make JD pause enough to like go back and look at it. And Dot's been calling it NASA all year.
Artie is also firmly in this camp because he's from the OTC, so it's letters, not words.
This is like that one moment where like Dot and Artie like truly connected for the first time, really serious. So they're like, NASA, NASA, NASA. She's like, you don't have to call it NASA. That's not what we called it. And we're like,
And JD's a people person, so she called it NASA to like
accept
make a
it.
good impression with Commander White. Okay.
Well, I'm not going to be picky. I'm freezing, and
Yeah.
Dot, you should probably also wear something that isn't wet and also freezing.
Isn't there anything else? Don't you have like a? I mean, you have magic knives. Do you also have like a spin around for like blow dryers? Is there blow dry? Dot's gonna start going into these locker rooms, determined to not put these on.
There are towels. That's about it. Towels and
How
jumpsuits.
many towels?
Oh, there's like they're stacked up in neat piles at the ends of
I can
benches.
show you how to be a shield.
Well, no, an idea. Dot's going to kind of like open a bunch of lockers to create like a buffer between her. She's gonna strip naked. She's gonna dry herself off with a towel and just begin wringing out all of her clothes until they're really, and then she'll like pat them with towels. She's like, I will be cold. I'm not putting them on.
I will also be taking off my clothes in a private area, but putting on the jumpsuit and then bringing them out. Bringing out my clothes.
You can do that. What is Artie doing? Because Artie, I'm assuming, is drenched as well.
Okay. I guess I'm just gonna go over to Dot and get a towel. That seems like probably the most practical thing.
Really, it seems more practical than just putting on a jumpsuit.
Yeah,
Coyle, why don't you
maybe
put on a
50-50. You have to remember that the catchphrase is what would Dot do, not what would Coyle do. So I'm just gonna go with the putting on the drawing off with a towel for right now.
And you can. You're not exactly dry, but you can like dry your face, your hair, and sort of pat yourself down.
Dot's gonna like peek over the thing and see like a dressed Artie patting his clothes. Artie, I recommend you strip, dry off, bring out your clothes, and then put the clothes back on so there's less moisture. Bring 'em
Yeah, but if I do that, I might as well just wear the jumpsuit. We're not staying here for a long time, right? We're gonna keep going. We've got to find Soren still.
Well, my clothes are very thin. They'll dry quickly. That's fine.
I will put on a jumpsuit.
Yes!
That's right. You should, Coyle.
Jumpsuit buddies.
But it's much too short in the wrist, and it's like high waters because I'm taller than the human that it was meant for.
And what about JD? Have you paused or have you...
Yeah, I wanted to look around the room and see if there was anything else with the NASA symbol on it. I'm not wet, so I don't have to change.
The towels themselves have NASA embroidered on the corner, and just the jumpsuits mainly.
Okay, I am going to proceed with more caution because suddenly this place has changed contextually for me. Whatever it is, we still don't know.
I want to trot up to JD and say, JD, what is NASA?
Oh, well, so, Coyle, remember that ship we went down into the first day we met you? That ship
Yes.
was sent to Eden, to start Eden from Earth a really long time ago, and the organization there on Earth that sent it was called NASA. But, well, we knew someone from NASA. She'd been frozen and, well, she's disappeared. So, aside from what we've picked up from some of the software and context clues, I don't know a lot more of it.
Is there anything personal left behind in these locker rooms?
Any jewelry? Any photos?
Any mysterious creams?
No, there isn't, I'm afraid.
All right. Well, slightly damp Dot will redress and then go find JD.
You can all meet in the corridor again. And as you do, you see the end of the corridor where this whole corridor seems to be lined with these like dressing rooms. Effectively, they're very identical. And as you you walk, you see almost another opening into a huge room. Not very high ceilings, just very low. That metal again, and it's almost a copy of the Eden you know. And it looks to be another part of the ship. And you walk into this room, and it's almost lineups, just lineups and lineups and lineups of chairs and screens, very much like in the facility, but much older. Doesn't look as well equipped or anything like that. And as you step over that threshold, you hear that doof, 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 again, like in Eden, as all these lights come up. And at the very back, you see one huge screen. And by the screen, sort of crumpled on the floor, is Soren.
I'm a run at her. I'm a run for her.
Same.
I'm a run for my bestie. I'm gonna look at Artie a little confused.
Also, I'm squishing when I run, like squick, 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 like one does.
Yeah, your trainers are like... And you can both run, and she is laying sort of, not in a crumpled sort of thing on the floor. She doesn't seem to be switched on. You can see there's a lot of water in the systems and things like that, but she looks like she has been crawling. She doesn't look damaged as in by a fall. You can see a couple of dents in the arm where you suspect maybe when she fell into the pool, that's where she hit first. But she made it enough of the way to get to here.
I'm gonna start immediately like looking her over, seeing if there's anything that I can do to get her system working.
I'm gonna take 2 steps back and just watch JD and just say, hey, if you need anything, I'm just right here.
Yeah, okay. If you could run a scan, that might help find the problem.
I don't have a comm. Can I borrow your comm?
Yeah, and I'll just take my watch off and hand it up to Hans really fast while I'm still working, like as fluid a motion as possible.
Yeah, can you both roll me an intellect check, please? And whilst they're doing this, what are the rest of you doing as you're greeted with this room and Soren?
Hey, JD, if you need it, I could probably produce, I don't know, maybe something that might jumpstart. I don't really want to do it right now. I don't think water and electricity go well together.
Yeah, I'd hold off. But we'll keep it in mind.
On those rolls, Artie, as you scan, you can sort of kneel next to JD, and JD, you sort of pull Soren over so that you can inspect her properly. There are no lights on, nothing. And Artie, you can see again where there's those few dents, but you know that those can just pop back out. And she is incredibly waterlogged.
Okay. Is it worth making a reroll, or should I just leave it where it is?
I'd probably say leave it where it is, just because also JD, you can just tell it's almost like she's gone into system shutdown, but for reasons of preserving herself, this was not a forced shutdown.
Okay,
you guess you probably need her to fully dry out before you can do anything.
Yeah, I was trying to think where I'd find like a giant bag of rice.
Just in the rice you go. Noodle guy.
Noodle guy. Oh, 2 hours away. Dang it. No. Okay, so I'm gonna. I know that there are like compartments in Soren's body, so I'm gonna start taking those pieces off and like dumping water out of them to just kind of help with like start the process. And
Yeah.
I'll start handing some over to Artie so he can go dump them further away from her body.
Hey, JD, I'm going to go get some towels from the locker room.
Okay.
There were a
Yeah.
lot of them. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can do that. And what is Quail and Vestal doing at this point? You see all these screens. You see that one huge screen, and all the chairs. Again, very much like the Screen Children facility. This looks like it could be where it all began.
Are there any monitors?
Oh yeah,
Sorry, Vestal.
the walls are flooded with monitors.
Would you have any memory of this place? It might be a long shot, but this really looks like, I don't know, it might be connected to the screen care facility.
I am willing to try if you want to attempt to access my memories again.
Okay. I really don't want to short you out, but I can try. It should be a lot easier if you're not, I don't know, if you have power going through and are willing, I'm sure. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
I will place my fingertips on the sides of Coil's head piece, brain case, whatever we call it.
My brain case.
And I will use mind reading. It is 4 points. I don't think I have a description on this one.
Okay.
But that is a
You
nat
did
20.
get a nat 20. Okay. You sort of delve into the mind of Coil. And Coil, you can see every single thing that Vestal is seeing. It's almost like bringing it to the surface. And you have no recollection of this place whatsoever. However, you have heard it spoken about, of how they found this ship called Eden, or Project Eden. And they found these screens and how they helped teach people. And you can tell from both the layout and both of you from the setup of what Coil has seen that this is very similar. This is a very basic level. And also the big screen at the back, it looks very, very similar to the ones you see all around the city.
Okay, so this is like not early screen care, but this is something that they found?
It looks like the idea of screen care came from this.
That's gonna go over to one of the computers.
Mm-hmm.
She's not a computer expert. She knows how to use a computer. So she sits down. Does it open up like a computer does when she turns it on? Does it have like a pass? How does it look when she just powers on?
It's very much like a keyboard type thing. That's something very, very old to you. And there are screens, and they all seem to be fine. They don't seem to be broken. They don't seem to. It literally looks like someone has turned off the power and left.
Can I? Is there any like files there that Dot can try and pull up?
Yeah. Roll me an intellect check, is.
My rolls have been great lately, so. Hey!
Oh my gosh, these rolls today.
Hey, I have not rolled something good since we've started Eden, so.
So, as you do, you start just messing about, you sort of start moving wires, and as you do, the rest of you notice all the screens that line the wall, including the big one, all just sort of light up and start playing the same thing. First of all, you see that static, you see a silver tree, and you see a video. Very much similar to the video you saw when you first saw the video with the silver tree. Something about someone called Reagan, something from Earth, an explosion, sort of how be good, be kind. And on the big screen, Lucy pops up, but it's that same recording, that video. Be good, be kind, peace is the answer. We must look after all life. And you see that, oh, hey, Raiders! You see that silver tree, again, everywhere, static. And once you've acknowledged it, you start to see it imprinted everywhere. Whether it's on the sides of the monitors, whether it's on the keyboards, it just seems to be everywhere.
Can I make the video stop? Is there any button I can press to make it stop?
Yeah, you can stop it and it sort of pauses.
Is there anything else I can access out of this machine? Or is it just going to keep playing videos every time Dot presses a button?
As you can sort of fill around, you can see another folder, and it's almost like a tour, like a video tour. And you see Lucy, and you see that blonde woman, the one from all of your photos. They're both smiling, and you see Lucy just like, here we are, we're just going to take a tour and show you round. And it's like this room was a whole different place. You see young children in each and one of these chairs watching these screens over and over again, and then step into another room which is full of almost tubes, like big tubes, with children effectively growing in them. These children have not had necessarily looks like they have parents, but they are all being grown here, and you can see it's almost like they're taken from there and they are put into the chairs.
During this tour with Lucy and this woman, while they're talking, do they ever say their names? Do we ever hear the names of, do they ever like, hey, Lucy, blah, blah, blah. Hey, blonde woman, blah, blah, blah.
There is no name, but it's more Lucy giving the tour, but you see this other woman smile, give a wave, and then start talking to another person. So she seems to be doing a lot of recording and analyzing of these sorts of things rather than taking part.
She's kind of an expert at watching children. We knew that already.
That sentence sounds so wrong to anyone who's just come into this.
She spent at least 100 years watching Vestal. Like, this woman is an expert at just watching kids. Are they? Is the woman wearing? Hold on, Noodle's getting in the toilet. I need to go stop her.
Noodle!
What's Coil and Vestal doing? Whilst Bree goes rescues her cat from the toilet.
Do I recognize any of the people in the video?
Sorry.
You don't recognize anyone particularly on this view that you're having, no.
Are either of them wearing the time travel bracelets? They have a bracelet on that looks time travel-y. Also, the problem was that she was lifting the seat up, not so much that she was getting in. I was afraid she was going to crush her little head.
None of them are wearing the bracelets. They're both in the NASA suits, and you can both see that sort of silver badge with the silver tree on it.
And it leads from where we are. Would Dot be able to figure out this tour and where to get to the room where they grew?
Oh yeah,
tiny?
Yeah. It's very obvious. It's almost like a linear walkout. You can see from where the chair that you're watching this from. You can walk down to the end, turn left, and there will be a door where it shows you all of these chambers, effectively.
Dot wants to go find one. So she's gonna turn around and be like, JD and Artie, you're gonna stay and fix Soren, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm not leaving until she's working again.
Well, so would everyone else like to go on a field trip to the room where they grow humans?
Oh, that's new.
I think I can
JD
handle
wasn't
that.
paying attention. Like she heard the stuff that was familiar, but totally checked out otherwise. She was all eyes on her bestie.
I'm going to stay here, but you can tell me if you see any other artists, right?
I promise you, you will be the first thing I shout when I see another Artie will be Artie, I promise.
Yeah, I'm going to stay here.
I'll come with you.
I would like to stay here and continue going through more of the videos if I can find any, to see if perhaps I recognize anyone.
This is a video that keeps looping. You can see more information on this. These are very basic computers. The big screen at the back does have a bigger system and platform. So maybe you can roll to have a look and see if you find anything else in that, but otherwise that's fine.
Yeah, I'll look at the bigger screen that has the bigger system.
Okay. How are you going to effectively try hack into this? Because I know you've plugged yourself into things before. I know you've just tried to, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, so I was going to say that I was going to plug myself into it, but I don't think I have a cable.
You know that JD tends to carry things like this, if anything.
JD, may I borrow a cable, please?
Yeah, JD like fishes around in her pockets, which she's definitely wearing cargo pants, so she has a lot of them, and pulls. Wait, what kind? Universal?
Whichever one will work for me.
Yep.
Okay, I take it and I plug myself into the big computer.
This is very much like we did before, where you plugged yourself into Soren and the other computer.
Yeah.
You don't see the video come up on screen. It's like you see it through your own screen. It's like you're seeing it through your eyes. And you can see a log of some videos which seem to be tours of the ship. Again, it looks almost like not a sales pitch, but it's recording information, research, and data, probably to send back to somewhere else. And you scroll through all these things. You scroll past the pool that you were just in. You see children jumping in the pool and having lessons. You see more of these screens again. You see the labs, and you see just an array of things. Even they walk past the kitchen, you see lots of people smile and wave. And as they walk past one of the labs, there's a woman with long dark hair and smiles at you, the one you recognize from both the CCTV and your time at the Screen Care. And she just smiles. It's just like, hey, as they continue to walk past the lab.
Do we have a name for her yet, or are we still calling her dark-haired woman?
Dawn. Dawn is the name of it.
Dawn, that's right.
I don't know if you were awake when, I think Coil was asleep when Dot was crying on the floor, screeching about her name was Dawn. the new dawn. We're all going to die. The apocalypse.
The new apocalypse. Has everyone left except for Artie? Was this happening while everyone went to explore the clones that are growing?
JD and Artie stayed with Soren.
Okay.
And Dot and Vestal went off to explore.
Vestal came with in case I need to be rescued again.
Okay.
I do want to say that, like, JD probably leaned over to kind of touch Artie's arm and was like, hey, are you sure you don't want to go with them? I can handle things here if you know, I don't know, need to see it for closure or anything?
No, I mean, either way, this isn't the OTC. This wouldn't be anything that I really need to see for any reason.
Yeah, okay. Just
me,
wanted to check.
hey, I want to stay here for Soren.
Yeah, me too. And then she'll get back to work.
Dot and Vestal, you can walk into this room. It looks like it has it's litten Alice, the English language. It is lit up. Oh, I've confused myself. The lights are on in this room.
The lights are on.
The lights are on in this room. And you see a lot of chambers, like huge, almost like as if they were giant test tubes with huge metal bases and secured to the ceiling. You can see lots of screens reading up. There seems to be not anything in them, but there is a liquid. Some of them are broken, some of them are smashed. But you can see on the screens as they powered up, you can see readings of lots of names. Don't seem to recognize any of them, but they read like the life signs and things like that. Very much like your wristbands do, like your bracelets.
This is super creepy.
Creepy was definitely the word that was coming to my mind, yes.
Oh. And is it dusty in here? Like it has not been touched?
It doesn't look like it's been touched in a very long time.
So this is where Screen Care gets their ideas from. That's always fun.
Yeah. Cat.
I love you!
He's waving his tail in front of the thing that captures the video.
Like lightning.
Hey, listen. Every time anyone ever mentions a bird, ever, I lose all credit for at least 20 minutes in whatever we're talking about.
I have a stack of pictures of birds with legs ready to send every time something is said. I use my time wisely.
I think I mentioned it in now like 3 separate streams. Anytime anyone mentions a bird, I'm like, count me out. They don't have legs. I don't know. Sorry. I'm dumb. No one gets what I'm talking about, but I don't know. Can't help me. I don't know what to touch in this room.
I really do think that this facility has some kind of connection to Screen Care, not just like, I don't know, like a basement. How far is Screen Care away from... How far was Screen Care away from the clinic itself?
It's pretty far. This doesn't look like it's connected to the same building.
But they didn't get here through... There's obviously other ways in here besides a mystery tunnel below the clinic. Are there any photos of people in these files?
Yeah, you can see some. They seem to be very, very young faces, maybe sort of 2-3 years old. No older than that. Wide variety. of people sort of identities, and no one looks particularly like anyone you know, but they just look like children.
So, Vestal, you're like 1,000,000 years old.
Yeah.
Does it run in the family to have magic-based jewels and live forever? Or is it just like a you thing?
Well, not just a me thing, but it's like an inheritance. It gets passed along.
The reason I ask is because do you have any living relatives that are also hundreds of years old?
Not that I know of. I only knew my parents, and they definitely didn't have the jewel.
I'm just wondering if there was, like, what about a last name? Do you have a last name that's passed down?
Morna.
Can I look into anything similar to that? Name?
Yeah, roll an intellect for me. Yeah. Okay. You can trace the name effectively, and there's a long list of names, a real long list of names. And you can see that name on there.
My name or just the last name?
Your surname.
Your surname.
Well, this looks like you might have some family from the Tube families.
Oh. It's weird thinking about family after over 200 years. I haven't had family in a while. Well, I mean, I have all you, but that's, you know, like...
Don't, I trust me. Trust me, I get it. Don't worry. Don't feel, you don't have to, I'm gonna open the file. I want to know. Dot wants to know.
That's fair. Do I actually see, are my parents' names on there?
Your actual parents' names aren't on there. It's literally just the surname, and there's another name of a person with your last name. You can see some familiarities, but this is a long way back.
Does it have like a list of their vitals? Does it have any markers or indications of a weird familial trait?
You see like basic vitals, like their health and everything like that. But if you're looking for the mention of a jewel, there is none.
Interesting. Just felt like your surname would probably be older than all of us. I also don't have one, so I can't really look mine up. I wonder if there's anything under JD. Maybe there's clues and then as she's saying this, she's muttering to herself. She just kind of puts her head and she goes, I'm trying to find clues in everything, Vestal. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just clicking shit, I guess. Because we have to burn time until Soren gets better.
We should probably check Artie too. I mean, I feel like a terrible friend because I don't know his last name.
Chen. Doctor. Yes. I remember because the doctor goes, doctors go by their last names, so it's easy to remember his last name because his father, was part of the, everyone watched him die but me, so I'm glad I missed that part, but,
Yeah, that was not a fun time.
All right, let's look up Chen.
Let's see if there's any.
There it is.
Is a Chen ancestor?
Mm-hmm. And JD, would they know your last name? Because I know Dot said they'd be looking at.
It's D.
Yeah, I think her name is Karen D, JD, the D family.
Yep.
It
goes by her full name all the time.
Well, when it's a short name, it's nice to sometimes make it long, unless you're Dot, because it's all she's got.
Yeah. And it was a thing she picked up in school where like everyone just called her JD because it was really easy, and so.
You're like Cher. You're a one-name person.
Rocking it.
Her name is not on there.
The D's aren't on there. So when we were looking up Artie's lineage and Vestal's lineage? Did from the indications that it seemed like these were two but babies?
Yeah, they seem to be sort of babies, infants, sort of toddler age, yeah.
Interesting. Vestal, your family line comes from tubes.
That's concerning.
You have a magic jewel on your head. Tubes should be cool.
You have a point. I guess it's not the strangest thing about me or my family.
It's an interesting thing to think about, though. If your first relatives didn't have it, where did they get it from? This is the wrong puzzle I'm trying to solve.
I mean, I can tell you where I got it. I haven't told.
Dot wheels her little chair around, pulls her legs up to her chest, and kind of crosses over like, do tell.
Well, we had someone come into the shop. This was when my parents were alive, a long time ago. And this creature, not really human, maybe robotic? I don't know. He brought in a case, and it held two things. It held the jewel that was not yet embedded in my head, and it held this deck of cards. And I will pull out my probably completely dry deck of tarot cards. And he only said one thing, and that it was that I was the successor, and I still am not quite sure what that means. He asked me to hold the jewel, and I did. And I woke up the next morning with it embedded in my forehead, and he was assumedly a pile of ash, and I had all of these weird markings. I wasn't born without pupils either. That's also new. Well, not new now, but it was
new at the time. How old were you?
Maybe 19, 20, somewhere around there.
So you just stayed.
Well, I've aged a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, for 300 years old,
Well,
even I think I look pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. It's
But yeah, concerning that the last holder of this item is, well, he died immediately, is what I think.
Well, I wouldn't be concerned yet because you still don't understand where or how it came from, and I feel like he understood and was ready to pass it on because he knew. So I think you still have time. I'm sure you'll know the successor when it is your time, so I wouldn't worry about that just yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a few hundred years before you have to be concerned.
Well, we can help. And
So you can be hopeful. This can be one thing I'm allowed to be hopeful about, because everything else is really scary, Vestal. And I don't want to tell that to either JD or Artie.
I really don't want to die in your lifetimes. I don't know. I like to keep the time that I have with you. Is that...
Looks like we got a new
selfish?
friend!
I don't think so. But because we are alone, would you like to know what really happened when I time traveled?
Yeah. Absolutely.
The rule... I'm going to say this now, and I don't want it to upset you, but I can only tell you because you're not the one who traveled back to me.
Okay.
Which means you also did not make it 2 weeks from now.
Okay. A little concerning, but I think I can handle that.
The sole survivor, human at least, is JD. Her and the robot RT came in. Soren was waiting outside. They said that the world was... She wouldn't say what happened to the world, but apparently Bash would not leave Soren because he was too afraid of what the world could become. And if we tell JD, it will apparently... I've only been alive for 21 years. I don't quite understand how time works, I guess, comparatively. But she was about 20 years older. So somewhere in the next 20 years, time travel exists.
So this world end in 2 weeks that you were talking about, the only survivor was JD.
Other things survive, I suppose, other people, but not many. That's why I think that this weather is what it is. When I saw the rain, that's why I got so scared, because it clicked. Something that could end the world, but not kill everyone.
So, okay, sorry, this is a lot. So, what is the goal then of this Dawn? Is she just trying to kill a lot of people, or is there something specific? Chaos?
All I know is that we got involved. I was meant to kill Adam Watson for some reason. It was apparently too easy. We were meant to do that, and it was meant to happen the way it did. Everything was meant to happen. And that blonde woman is a good person, I guess, keeping their eyes on us, making sure time happens correctly. But when we succeed, we do something wrong, and we still fail. Because she just keeps coming back and doing it over again. And every time JD comes back to me in the bathroom, every single time, and re-warns me, and we do it all over again. I have no idea how many times we've done this. But every time, the world still ends, because JD has to come back in time and tell me. So I can connect with Coil, so we can be here. But I don't know if we've done this one before. All I know is the blonde woman has been captured, and that is new, and if we fail or succeed, I still don't quite get it. If we do it wrong or right again, this is our last try.
So we find the blonde woman.
We need to save the Jane Doe. We need to find information on who this Jane Doe is. If only we still knew where Lucy was.
As much as this sounds really stupid, is the last name Doe in the computer? I really don't think it's her real name, but it's worth checking.
There's no stupid guesses right now. Who knows? I don't know what succeeded and what hasn't, so I guess everyone's ideas are extremely valid right now. We searched up the name Doe.
You do find a Doe, not a Jane Doe, but this isn't the woman you were looking at.
I don't know if she was grown here, though, because if she's friends with Lucy, that means she was probably on the ship with Lucy, and she's probably cryogenically frozen with Lucy. I feel like she might be on a file list of where we could find Lucy, but I don't know if we still have that technology or that file or that information.
We might have to go back to our side of the ship, I guess.
I don't know if we have time with the world ending around us. Speaking of which, I haven't even called the clinic to make sure anyone even survived. I haven't. So selfish, but I haven't even bothered to make sure all of the people I'm in charge of keeping safe are okay.
I don't think it's really selfish. We are kind of in a situation ourselves, and there is. Oh, please.
We're having a moment.
I don't think it's selfish, and I mean, with the world, I mean, coming to an end around us, we could be looking at numbers of people to save rather than who.
It sucks not being able to save everyone.
Who knows? Maybe if we do find the blonde woman, she might know a way to save everyone. Or stop even these events from happening.
Maybe there's another computer. Maybe there's something else. In that tour, did they show any other rooms besides the learning room and the growth chamber?
They showed the main room you were in originally with that huge computer that Coil is currently plugged into. Also, the growth room. They showed you the swimming pool, the cafeteria, like general living quarters, and like a lab as well. In fact, from that, you probably gained that the main computer is probably the one Coil is currently plugged into.
Maybe we can find something on the mainframe. We can find her. I mean, she knows. She comes back in time. She's a time traveler, and she's not any of us, so maybe she can answer the questions. I'm excited to tell Artie, though, that he's always been a test tube baby.
I think being a test tube baby is actually slightly better than having hundreds of clones.
Yeah. I mean, I can't judge. Who knows? Maybe my parents grew me long ago.
I mean, if it's any consolation to him, I'm also a test tube baby. And I will do the bow.
In your wonderful NASA onesie dump.
It's so out of place.
It looks very good on you, Vestal. You look very good in blue.
Thank you. Maybe I should find clothes with color after this is all over.
Who knows? If we survive this, I might start wearing pinks.
I think you'd look good in pink.
And we're going to hop back over to Artie and JD. It's been quite a while since you can see the Coil is currently plugged into this huge computer. Words today. Computer screen. You can see Vestal and Dot had disappeared into the other room. And you are working on Soren. What have you done? Have you taken bits off of her effectively? Like, how much is still intact of Soren?
So basically any like joint that could have held water that wasn't like super
essential?
Necessary. Yeah, essential is the word I'm looking for. Thank you. We've taken and dumped out. So like this includes taking like the crate basically that like she used to carry food in more frequently, and it is just like so waterlogged. I think both Artie and I probably have to like pick it up together and lug it over to a corner to just like dump it out. And same with anything that's smaller. So like, well, I imagine that there are like bike components that need to be taken off and like dumped out and then put back on, and dried out with a towel. So it's painstaking, but we're doing it.
Okay. And you could be doing this for a while. I'm assuming, Artie, are you at the side with the towels, like patting dry effectively?
Yeah, doing the heavy carrying with JD and stuff like that.
Okay. And you see that she is looking a lot drier than she was when you first found her. And
oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. But it fixed itself.
Yay, you're back.
You sort of you see that she's much more sort of dry again, and JD, you built Soren. You know that she's probably dry enough effectively to try and turn back on.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a deep breath and I am going to basically.
Hey, JD.
Yeah?
Right before you do that.
Yeah. Her hand is like lingering over the reboot button.
I'm sorry about the whole noodle thing. That was a bad idea. And
What?
if we had all been together, this probably wouldn't have happened. But I really like Soren, and I just wanted like 5 minutes to talk to her. No, we're like... Yeah, I just wanted like 5 minutes to talk with her about us, and it was a good opportunity.
What?
What I said. That was it. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. What?
That's
Okay.
it.
You like Soren?
Yep.
Did you tell her?
Yep.
What'd she say?
I think it went pretty well, but you know, I'm kind of anxious about how this is going to go. But I want to tell you because you're about to, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm just kind of shocked I didn't know anything. Like, there's a part of me that a year ago, if you told me, I wouldn't have been surprised because she found that like teen magazine with the like how to hit on. Remember when she found the teen?
No, I remember that pretty well because that was pretty much where it started.
Really?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh, my mind is blowing. Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna reboot my robot bestie.
Okay.
But
Yep.
I may not be able to stop smiling and giggling, and I just want you to be fully aware of that before I press this button.
Okay. Also, we dropped all the noodles.
What?
The food's gone. I mean, that's clear, right? There's no food.
Yeah, I really figured that there wasn't any food.
Okay. I figure I just need to get everything out there right now.
We fell down a pit, Artie.
I jumped down the pit.
I did too, and then I just like hug him. And then I reboot my bestie.
Okay. Sorry about that.
And there is almost like a whir and a lot of clunking, as you can still hear as if some of the last bits of water are sort of being churned out, and the light, particularly in her face and sort of over her body, start to flicker a little bit before you hear that and the lights go up. There's a slight twitch you can see in one of her hands, but effectively her eyes open and she looks up at the ceiling, not at either of you. It's almost like she hasn't seen either of you yet.
Soren?
And at that her head turns. JD.
Okay.
Okay.
And JD like sits back hard on her hands, like,
Why are you laughing?
several reasons. I thought I lost you again.
Hey, Soren, we're in a pit again.
And she sits very upright, looks at JD confused as to why she's sort of crying and laughing. Are you hurt?
No, just
Go ahead.
bruised, baby.
Yep. Everyone's gonna be okay now.
And she sort of tries to stand up. You can see that she's very shaky on her legs. JD, you can stop crying.
I don't know if I can.
Can I assist?
No, just you working is assisting. That's all I needed right now. Do you remember everything? Do you remember what happened right before the pit?
I do. Is that where we are?
Yes. But something related to NASA inside of the pit. Do you remember everything?
I always remember everything.
I'm just making sure that you're processing things right and that we didn't lose any of your backups that we've stored.
And Soren looks to Artie as like, I think she is unwell.
No, I think we're okay. We were really worried, Soren,
Why?
because you fell in a pit and we're full of water.
And there's just that nod, almost as if she's trying to understand.
Generally, if that was one of us, that would be bad, really bad, maybe not still alive.
But you are human.
Right.
And again, she tries to stand up. You see that sort of shakiness in her legs as she tries to sort of, it's a really weird sort of wobble, which it's not a very human wobble. This literally looks like its joints very stiff trying to stand up.
I think about helping her brace herself for like 1 second, but I know she weighs 2,000 pounds and I'm going to get crushed. So I'm going to just stay where I am.
Finally, she manages to stand. And she looks around. JD.
Yeah.
If there is anything I can do to stop you from crying, please let me know.
No, I'm really just glad you're okay. Like, you have no idea how glad I am that you're okay.
And she reaches out and puts that hand on your shoulder. Is like, I am fine.
Hey, we should probably really go see what everybody else is doing, because we're in the spaceship again. I know I said pit, but we already did the pit, and we're in the spaceship again now, and I don't know what they're finding.
As you say that, we emerge like summoned angels.
Oh, hello! What crazy random happenstance?
Hey guys, Soren, I'm so glad you didn't die.
And Soren looks over. You jumped in the pit too?
Of course, you fell in the pit. You fell in the pit trying to save me. I'm not going to let you just die. It was my fault.
Absolutely everybody jumped in the pit after you.
Yeah, Vestal first. Head first like a swimmer. Literally.
Vestal, Dot, Coil.
Like a swimmer.
Speaking of Coil, what's Coil doing to the really important machine there? Because we need that to find a name.
Coil is plugged into this massive machine.
Coil, hear me?
I'm playing Snake.
Coil, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do
Coil,
you need anything, Dot?
I need so much from you right now, my dear friend.
Friend?
And Dot is like shivering too. She's still like in the cold clothes. It's like maybe she's got hypothermia and she's feeling really nice about it.
Oh my god.
Coil, I need you to go through all of those files. I need you to see if you can find that woman, that blonde woman. I need a name for that blonde woman.
Okay.
Maybe that brown-haired woman too, if you can find that. I need information on them, and I think that's the computer that will have it. At least one of those names. Trust in you. Need you.
While I was watching the videos, did I hear any names, or is it just kind of like tour?
You didn't hear names, but you can roll an intellect check if you want to find more files.
Yeah.
It seems to be a main computer.
Can I help her with skills that I now have in this game?
Yes.
I looked up skills and how to play my character. Fun fact, guys. I have the ability called Enable Others, where I can just help people and give them a +1.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I haven't done that
Sounds
yet.
like Dot.
Oh, Coil.
Can I? Didn't you say we have rerolls?
You do have reroll.
Okay, I'll use a reroll. Do you get to add the help to the reroll?
Yeah, it's
Whatever final roll you choose.
Okay, everyone, blow on your camera. I like how everyone did it instantly.
No questions asked. We love you. There we go.
Okay.
+1 is better than a 0 + 1.
You don't find any videos or anything like that. However, you can pull up a crew list and start to run through all of these names as you all sort of stand in front of this screen.
Do they have headshots with them?
They do.
Okay.
Cool.
And whilst all this is going on for a long time, there seems to be a lot of crew on here. And Artie, you feel a hand on your shoulder, like a tap, a very tap. And Soren looks at you.
Yes, sorry.
Why is JD crying? I am concerned.
Oh, okay. I'll let them handle this. I'm gonna stop looking at the video and start looking at Soren. Yeah. So we were really concerned that you were hurt or gone, and emotionally, she's okay. I gotta admit, I have no idea what's going on. But what I've heard is going on is that she feels very strongly emotional about the situation, and it's making her cry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on.
And she tips her head to the side. You jumped into the pit. Are you hurt too? She's sort of looking at herself with all these dents in the side of her arm.
No, I grabbed a cable and I rappelled down the side. It actually worked out really well. I don't know where I got the idea from, but yeah, I think everybody's okay. We're just wet. We all got in the pool, except JD.
And Soren briefly looks over at Vestal, who's wearing this blue jumpsuit, squints slightly, and then looks back at Artie. People were concerned.
Yeah, we all wanted to make sure you were okay, so we came into the pit.
Because you were concerned.
Right. because you fell into a pit.
She looks like she's really struggling to process the fact that you all did this. That was silly.
Do you remember the time that we were trying to get Adam Watson and he threw the child out of the taxi and it was plummeting towards the earth and we dove down and grabbed the child?
I do.
It's pretty much the same thing, and we didn't even know who that child was. You know, we know who you are.
Even though I am a machine.
Yeah. Okay. And Artie put the hand out. I know the chat is excellent. So, anyways, Artie, he doesn't have any stuff or anything like that. He puts out his hand, and she's got that like dent on the body right there, and he just like rests right there. He's like, yeah, because I mean, you can get dented and stuff like that, but I mean, there's nothing that says you're going to come back for sure if you get hurt. I mean, we've got to look out for each other.
And she pauses, looks down at the hand that's sort of resting on where all the dents are in her shoulder, and she puts the hand on from the shoulder onto yours. Thank you. And she sort of pulls you in for a hug and just holds you there for a bit after she's sort of witnessed you all do it so many times.
Well, and you know, Soren is built by JD, so if there's one routine that Soren understands, she does definitely have a hug protocol. That's definitely something that was built.
She just stays there probably for an awkward amount of time whilst the others are looking at this screen. And very soon the rest of you see this dark-haired woman's face pop up, but it's smiling. And you see a very sort of official NSA sort of, or NASA suit sort of profile picture of this woman where it says Dawn Cooper, head of technology.
Dawn Pooper?
Cooper.
All of you are so deaf. You guys are interpreting from the words your fellow players have said today.
I think you just want to hear this, Heavenly. I don't think I said that wrong.
You know what it is I saw Tooth Tail talcum powder last week. Scrat did this. This is exactly what Scrat did the entire game last time.
Look, someone in chat heard Pooper too.
Cooper.
Dawn Cooper, go on.
Dawn Cooper. I've done
Clearly
that.
everybody did.
That's her. That's her. Dawn. But she goes by other names and other Trigens.
And you can see she is head of technology.
Cool. I wonder if that means she invented the time travel devices. Dawn Cooper.
But we're still looking for the other woman.
Yes.
The dark woman.
No, that is the dark woman. We're looking for Jane.
Blonde woman.
We're looking for the blonde woman. I'm so confused about. We're looking for Dolly Parton.
Yes,
You
we
are
have found,
the
we
Dolly.
have now found the evil villain. We are now looking for Dolly Parton.
And you keep scrolling, and after a while you see Lucy. You recognize the face, and then straight underneath it you see a picture of this woman, the big blonde curly hair, again that smile, sort of in that professional sort of suit. And next to it again you can see was in the technology, but she's got a long list of things she seems to be in charge of. It's almost like a never-ending list, as it says Telemachus Greenway on the side by her name.
Called it, though.
Yeah.
Sorry. Sorry, I just saw what Zelda changed her Zoom name to. It used to be like kind of an old woman, but kind of not. But now it's Witch of Ulu. Every time she changes it, I get a little bit more distracted from the stream. All right, so now we have to find a Miss Scratticus Greenway. Anyone have any technology that didn't get soaked? Do we Jeeves her? How do we find her now? This is the woman that is the linchpin in whether or not we survive the apocalypse.
We can attempt to break into the screen care and see if they have any records for visitors. We know that she visited Adam frequently.
But she's also a time traveler. She could just portal through the bathroom like the time traveler did.
You right.
Medical records? Jeeves?
I wonder if she has a family line. Maybe we can find relatives? But then again, they're probably all test tube babies. Fun fact, RT! Your family came from a long line of test tube babies. We found that out in the room. Isn't that cool?
That makes sense, though, right? I mean, are we all test tube babies then?
Unless JD's family surname has been changed over the years, no. I also don't have a surname, so I don't know. I mean, I did at one point. I just don't know it.
Maybe it's Chen.
I feel like my family's kind of boring. I mean, besides the whole, like, Mom almost died from the cold thing, but,
Well, your mom worked with a secret organization for a while before she, got fired or quit or whatever, your mom. I still don't understand the whole thing. Everything makes no sense to me.
I understand that sentiment.
Miss Dawn, the bringer of the end of the world. We still need to find out who's in charge of the systems that control the weather. What company, what corporation, what people are in charge of keeping the rain out. I think that if we find her, if we find them, we might find information as to why it happened. Perhaps Dawn purposely did it herself, or she's just trying to keep us from stopping it.
Do we have any leads on how we find whoever controls the weather or blocks external weather?
I don't know. Artie, does the OTC know? Or did they know?
Well, we talked about going to see Artie's mom, but the ball was kind of in his court for that one.
Yeah, we should go do that. Also, I guess we never really found out where the rain came from by itself, right? But we know where the rain equipment is, or some of it.
There's got to be a top of Eden. There has to be a beginning and an end. It's not an atmosphere that we live underneath. It is a perfectly controlled weather system. What keeps so many people alive for so long. It's what prevents bacteria from entering, so we can control the bacteria. It's what keeps the whatever that thing that just happened to us was called. The ground crumbling. Something has prevented that, because I'm sure this isn't the first time that has attempted to happen on this planet.
So you think that was like a weather thing?
I do think that was a weather thing. The sky can't shriek lightning and then not begin to crumble around it.
Oh, I didn't think about the lightning being connected. I thought maybe it was the spaceship moving.
From what I saw from the scary video Jeeves showed me of the weather, the 2 p.m. rain is nothing compared to what atmosphere can do to people. You missed it. There's this thing that spins, like air spins, and it can like rip up buildings and houses, and it's just from the air, and it sucks it up and throws it. The sky can rain ice, the size of like this big, Artie, goes through buildings and vehicles and heads.
Okay.
All of those things will kill everyone in Eden, except for the few survivors.
– There is one option for attempting to find this Telemachus? Is that the name? Telemachus? Telemachus. Right, okay. There is another option for trying to find this Telemachus. She's inside. I can't be able to say that name. I don't know why you came up with that name. I never even will say it. She's inside my memories, and we know that she visited Adam frequently. The only thing keeping me from accessing my memories may be a flaw in my system. Perhaps if you take me apart and access my core memories separate from my body, you may be able to watch them.
It's gotta be easier than brain surgery, JD.
Yeah.
You robots like the back of your hand, literally.
Yeah, I can do it. That's not really a question. It's just, Are you sure, Coil?
Anytime we've tried to access my memory, something has blocked me from getting them fully. I think it may just be a flaw, perhaps whatever initially led me to defect and be cast out.
But on the chance it's not.
Then you can put me back together again.
JD, you also have to remember that this all is happening for a reason. Dot looks to Coil. I had to go back in time 9 years just so we can find Coil. Coil was meant to be our friend. We were supposed to learn something from Coil. You have to trust Coil, and we trust you too, JD. If anyone could do this, it's you.
And Soren steps forward. Is there any way I can help?
Yes. Okay, we are going to pull up any schematics we know about Coil's model, and if we can't find anything, we make one. Piece by piece, as we take Coil apart, we'll want to keep track of their pieces, their chords, where everything goes. Soren, if you could start logging that, that would be a huge help. Here? Are we wanting to do it here? We're like underground in a ship.
It's sturdy. I don't want to risk the sky shaking.
Okay, can you see maybe if they have, you know, those old protein bars that didn't taste very good but were still something? Could you see about finding maybe one of those? I could really use something on my stomach if I'm going to be doing this.
I'm sorry we dropped the noodles.
No, it's really not your fault. It's okay. The noodles and the rain and the whole pit in the ground, it's bygones. Vestal, Artie, Dot, I'm gonna need extra hands as much as possible.
I've performed a lot of surgeries, JD. Not on a robot, but
Great. If I could have your help with the tools, Artie, I'm going to hand you wires, and I'm going to need you to sort them by size and input. And Vestal, I'll have you guard this as we take them off of Coil. Whew, okay. It is a little bit easier than the brain surgery, at least up front. It's feeling less stressful.
Soren nods to you and literally goes and just takes a seat next to Coil and looks at Coil. You are in safe hands.
I know. You are my friends. And if it doesn't work out, I hope you get what you're looking for.
And she nods again. And at this point, we're going to do a flashback. Coil, you are in a very small room with a very big screen with a very young Adam Watson. And he's a little bit scruffy. He's got some scruffy hair. He's just in a t-shirt and a pair of trousers. And he's smiling, just like a genuinely happy smile, as you hear him humming, just going through every screen at a time. And he looks to you. Keeper, how long do I have to stay here?
Forever.
Oh, okay. But they've said that a few times, you know. But I'm not gonna stay here forever. You can come with me if you want. I just think it's a bit unfair that, you know, I'm forced to stay in here.
But you are doing something good here with us. We are taking care of you.
Yeah, but no one's
It is
gonna,
fair.
no one's gonna remember me, Keeper.
I will remember you.
That's some comfort at least. But you know, I don't want to just sit here and read through information screen after screen. There's so many people in here that do it. This is all I'm gonna do. But this lady, do you remember my visitor? Dawn. She was real nice. She said I could help, you know, make a difference. Said she needed me, needed my help.
But you are needed here too.
Why?
Would I have a protocol for a student asking me these questions?
You probably would just think to further knowledge. That's more sort of the protocol to go through.
We are doing good work here. We are working to better humanity. Everything you learn, we learn from as well.
Even no one's gonna remember my name. And like, look, you're called Keeper. They're all called Keeper. Wouldn't you want a name of your own?
What use would that serve? There's only the two of us in here.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to have a different name?
If you would like to name me something, it can be your name for me.
Name. Okay, a name. You're a robot. You've built up of, you know, I don't want it to be cheesy or anything, but you're built up of different parts and I don't know. Hang on, let me look it up. And he starts looking up basically the names of bits of machinery and stuff he's been logging. So no, bolt, that's not too cool. That just sounds a bit cheesy. Or we can, how about coil? How about coil?
Would you like to call me Coil?
Yeah, I think I would. Do you want to be called Coil?
If you would like to call me Coil, I will be called Coil.
Great! See, this is what I mean. This is... Do you see what I mean? Don't you feel better now that you've got a name for yourself?
I feel that we should continue on with our lesson.
Yeah, okay.
What other parts might be inside of me?
Well, I don't know. I haven't taken you apart. I mean, it can.
I don't think they would allow that.
No, nor do I. Look. This lady, this Dawn that came to see me, she's asked me to do something. It's, you know, it's pretty big. And I gotta, you know, do a lot of work for it. But, you know, you could come with me.
What does she want you to do?
She wants me to do something. Not fully sure. I understand. She said it's going to be a real big impact and that I'll be remembered. And she's really amazing. She's so clever. I don't know how she does it. But I'm not sure. She said she'd give me some more information soon, though. But I've got to get out of here first. I've got to... it sort of goes a bit ready. I gotta get a job at the at a clinic or a hospital or something.
You have a job. Your job is to stay here and learn. No one leaves.
But I could make more of a difference out there.
You are making a difference now, but you'll never make a difference if we don't return to your studies.
And he sort of, like, you can see his shoulders physically slouch. He's like, hey, fine, I get it. And you do notice that his topic of study changes to medical. But he studies so many things. And he's like, look, I know you said you wouldn't help, or, you know, you wouldn't, I can't leave here, you know, of course, or anything like that. She really wants me to get this job at the hospital and, you know, just pass some things around. It's not too much, and spread some things, you know?
Spread things, like spread knowledge.
Kinda.
You would be able to spread knowledge more efficiently at this hospital?
Very efficiently. It wouldn't take much, but that's only phase 1. Then I really spread some knowledge. Look, Coil, don't get mad, okay? It's kind of already started. But listen. And he stands up and he puts an arm, like a hand on your shoulder. You're my friend. You're the only one that's not dumped me somewhere or actually taken the time to talk to me. So when it happens, when it finally happens, you, I've made sure you're protected. You're safe. You can't get infected at all. Okay?
We are friends. I am not just your keeper.
Yeah, we're friends. Friends are a good thing.
Friends are good things. My job is to make sure that you learn as much as you can, so that you can better humanity. Getting to the hospital will help you learn.
Yeah, I am gonna better humanity. And listen, there's a point where something bad's gonna happen to me. Okay?
I can protect you if you tell me.
I don't think you'll be able to. And that's okay. That's okay. You can't always protect me. In fact, I need them to do it. Because that's what's going to spread it. Okay?
I trust you.
It's what friends do. I trust you too, Coil. And as I said, you'll be safe. I've taken the precautions. Yeah. And he reaches up and he touches your face, and you can see that a genuine smile cross his face as there's that blue glow around his fingertips. See? Didn't hurt. And that is where we will leave Eden this week. And I am going to pass over to the lovely Renee for our announcement.
Hi,
Renee, go.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's finally here, and that is such a an emotional moment to leave off of, but you know what? We're gonna do this. We're totally gonna do this. And gosh, I'm so nervous.
Okay, I normally say it to breathe, but breathe, Renee.
I know, I'm just so okay. Hi. Thank you for sticking around for my big announcement, this thing that I have been working on for months with the help of my Eden fam, and also that I have been wanting to share for so long. Announcing Eden Fall, the audio drama adaptation of Eden. You can find out more at Eden Fall Cast on Twitter, and I'm literally going to press the button, like right now on this post, that says a casting call is open through May 19th for a variety of roles. You can find that on the Eden Fall Twitter. We have some temporary art, but I'm commissioning art from a variety of artists within the Scratticus Academy community. I love this group, and I really want to encourage players in the academy to audition. I'm casting for a variety of roles, 21 at this point for the first 4 episodes. So anyone and everyone is encouraged to audition. There will be roles for any ethnicity, accent, gender, or minority or marginalized representation. So please audition and check that out, and I'll be screaming about it a lot probably. I have already. It's just been vague screaming, and I'm really grateful for everyone screaming about it in the chat. I can't even look right now. I'm too nervous, but ta-da! Eden Fall!
We are...
Finally, I can talk about it online.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All of my coworkers, my family members, my close friends, they're all sick of me screeching about it because I've done it non-stop.
And when was it auditions were opening again, Renee? Because I remember.
Auditions are currently open. They will be like literally right now. I just made a post about it. Auditions will be open until May 19th at like 11:59 PDT. So yeah, there's like a Google Drive link and a Google Doc link, and there's a lot of information in there. The doc itself is still living and breathing because this is the timeline I wanted to fit for this podcast, but then I also had surgery and moved across the country and started a new job, all of which was completely unexpected.
We'll let you off for that.
Thank you. Thank you. So there's currently lines available for general roles, from which we'll cast a lot of one-time appearance roles as well as some of the recurring roles. And I'll be updating the doc by Friday at midnight at the latest, PDT, since that's the time zone I'm in now. And that will include additional lines for other recurring characters such as the Matron and Daniel Chen, among others.
Yeah, if you want to be blamed for
if you want to be the voice of the original hashtag blame Artie's dad, you want to be the original hashtag blame Artie's dad.
Everyone got blamed. Well, poor Artie's dad. Blame Artie's dad is what I want on a t-shirt, because that was the first ever hashtag of this campaign.
I would love to say that currently I've opened up the doc, but there are 7 viewers right now of this Google Doc.
Oh my gosh.
I'm watching it. Oh, we're up to 8. There's 8 total. Check it out, guys. Keep checking it out. Spread it around. Tag people that you think would be great for the roles. Spread this because, listen, this is an amazing story, an amazing team. Renee's a genius and got big plans for us, and I'm so excited. The link is it's on Twitter. There we go.
I've just retweeted it, so if anyone wants to go and have a look at it, go ahead.
I need to make it a quote tweet so I can pin it.
Yes, feel free to retweet, and I'll be talking a lot more about it as well. But yeah, if we could get a hype train going and ride it all the way through May 19th, I think that would be fantastic. And again, tell your friends. I would love to really, this game is because of the family fostered at the Academy. And everyone here has been such a huge part of it. The chat, players, storytellers, and did we mention that the cast is appearing as their original roles? Because I don't know if we did.
Yeah, no, we didn't at all.
Oh yeah, by the way, guys, we're all here.
Alice, who are you playing?
I'm Soren, which I'm very, very excited about.
And I've convinced my mom to audition for the role of Karen D.
I love it.
Nice. Hey Renee, what flavor of bribes do you prefer when people try to bribe you to get these audition slots?
Cake.
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 Good. Cake is very good. Cake is very good. Coffee is good. So, yeah. But I won't be accepting bribes for this merit of audition. But hey, if you want to buy me a
That's
coffee.
why you're in charge and not me. I would have been all over those bribes.
Thank you all so much for screaming about it. Really, it means a lot. This community is the reason why this game exists and the reason why we have such a family that's going to continue well past this game. And we want to bring as much talent from the Academy into that as possible. So thanks, y'all.
It's like a community game. People who have been here and watched from the beginning
can be part of it. You can be part of it, like your favorite characters. Come on, guys, it's amazing. Who's gonna play my wonderful matron? Who's gonna play the matron and my mother?
Yeah, who everyone has tea with.
Who's gonna play?
Don't forget, if you play the matron, you get to stab me to death. So that'll be fun.
You get to ruin all of Dot's little trust she had for the outside world. Come on, guys, it's amazing.
Oh, and
there is an Adam Watson, so
I mean there are.
You could also join us in the trauma that we feel on every episode.
Come join the trauma.
With this new podcast, we'll traumatize all of you.
I am Soren, but I am not playing Adam Watson. Just so that's clear.
I know I've probably thought about this less than I should have, but how many Arties do I have to play? All of them?
You have to play a lot.
All of them.
You're playing.
This was
all
such
the
a bad
art.
idea when I started this character. It just continues to be like, it's paying rich dividends for
I think
sure.
I
Okay.
only spoke to like 3 of them.
But Hans makes it sound like he wasn't very excited about playing all of the arties when I first mentioned this podcast to them.
I'm excited.
Imagining this perfect world though, where we can just like layer his audio when they're all in the room and they're like, "Hi," and we just hear like a horrifying echo of all of the arties. It's like,
Oh no, I don't like that.
There are questions in the chat, which
Yes.
like is fine. If anyone has questions, feel free to ask them.
That's
But the context for what you need to audition, nothing. There are lines listed in there that will be kind of prompts, but the podcast will start at the beginning of Eden. So, and it will actually look quite a bit different. It is an adaptation, and so there will be scenes that you have not seen before, character moments that did not happen on stream. There will be some changes to the flow of the show. So it will be the same story, but a whole new story simultaneously. So new content for anyone to enjoy, whether you're a fan of the stream and have been since the start, or you're just now hopping into it.
It basically enables us also to go far more in depth with the characters, to know more and have more interactions, which is something I love streaming this game, but you can't always.
I mean, this game is so deep. Just the characters alone, the amount of time and effort everyone has put to their own characters alone is massive. And Alice created an entire world of information that we don't have the time to scratch the surface for. So we do now have the time to scratch that surface and really delve into the lore. So it will be, oh, guys, I've been so excited. I've made myself just getting it. I'm breathing, but I'm still super dizzy from the excitement. That might also be the concussion.
Yeah, so that's always a possibility. But yeah, for the recurring role lines like Kevin, there is some context that Kevin is a microwave and they, them pronouns, and just a little bit to kind of prompt you for the sake of the audition. Then for the general lines, there's just kind of, hey, read it. We'll see if your voice fits one of the roles we have. So we're casting 21, so there are a lot of options. Again, that's just the first 4 episodes, so there will be plenty of opportunities to get involved down the line. First season, I think, will run about 10 episodes, but I haven't finished scripts yet, so we'll see.
Who knows? Maybe they'll all be 100 episodes and 200 episodes. Guys, I'm so excited. I just want to hear Eden for every moment of my life.
Basically, when we run out of this Eden, we've created another one because we don't want to give it up.
We have now enough Eden to go on forever. You will never run out of Eden.
I finish the show and then have nothing to do while we have fixed that problem. You will always have something to do.
Exactly.
Forever.
Stick together. No matter when this show ends, we are always a family, and we will always, well, I don't want to say always, but we will have more for you.
We'll figure it out. We already have invitations to everyone's home. Whether they know it or not. Or policy everyone.
The entire Eden fam is coming to live with me in Seattle in my new apartment now.
Yes,
so.
we'll all fit.
Yes. Also, Potato asked a good question. Who came up with the idea for this podcast?
So I did. I feel really. I did, but I pitched it to Alice first because I have a podcast, Fate and the Fable Maidens. That's an actual play, and it looks quite different from an audio drama, which is scripted. But I've been wanting to get back to writing for a long time, and I love this story. I want it to live on past the stream, and I want it to be accessible to audiences even outside the RPG community. So I talked to Alice about the idea of potentially scripting an audio drama, and it turns out she'd had some similar thoughts of her own. So we're making it happen. And then not long after that, pitched it to my co-creators for Fate and the Fable Maidens, who will help with the whole production. It'll be produced by our company. And then talked to the cast about it. And yeah, so everything's been rolling for about 3 months behind the scenes now.
Awesome.
Maybe 4. We're in.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it was 4 months ago that we were like, so.
Well, the month just changed yesterday.
So please go and follow Edenfall on Twitter. It is launched today. You can go and see all the list for the auditions and the Twitter, and go and scream about it, because I think we will be. Other than that, please check out all the links in chat. And a big thank you to our wonderful, wonderful sponsors. Bird in the Storm, you get a mug the size of my head. And also Mageham Press, who, if you follow Eden and you see the link between Argo 37, that is where Argo 37 came from. So please go check them out as well. Other than that, please keep evoking emotions, and we'll see you here back next Wednesday to see what the hell's going on. So
And in the Discord, screaming now about
Yeah.
Adam Watson and the podcast.
exactly. But we'll see you later, everyone. Bye.